Jai Shri Mata. After the long penance of 20 years, we are now trying to find how best we can make use of the divine power for our welfare. That's the concept. Keeping that concept in our mind, we have started Lalita Sahasranama true learning classes. That was in vernacular language Kannada. Now we want to give the same to the others who do not know the Kannada language through English. The very purpose of us is to make use of the divine power that has been built in by many shlokas and mantras, by various other things, by our ancestral rishis. Before that, it is very much necessary for us to know certain things about learning. There are two types of learning, the learn and the true learn. We can learn many things going through the books, by hearing some words, or by our experience. But all those things, what we learn from outside, it is not, actually we are not using those things for our benefit in our daily life. We may go through many degrees, we may learn engineering or medicines or any other things, etc., etc. But actually whether it is playing a important role, and are we make using of that learning, that knowledge we have gained in our daily life, that's very important. It's not that by going through, by passing and having such certificates, we will get a job, no doubt. That's not the concept here. Can we make use of what we have learned in our daily life? That is the concept. To make you understand very clear, there are two things. One is science and technology. Actually, without technology, science has no value at all. Whatever the science may give us some concepts, but if we could not put into practice, then it has no value. That is what technology is doing. To be precise, suppose science says water means H2O, that is 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen makes water. Are we doing it really? Then what we have so far learned is only a learning. If we could able to make use of that, then it is called as the technology or the true learning. That is where what is required for us nowadays. You may remember that the science of producing the electricity has been done very, very long back. But actually it came into our daily life recently. There is a gap of hundreds of years when that science has been put into technology. This is the difference between the learning and the true learning. What I mean to say here in this divine scriptures, suppose we have taken Lalita Sahasranama for that purpose, and it has been proved beyond all doubts for lakhs of people in our vernacular language. It is not our intention to make you to learn how to chant Lalita Sahasranama. That's not the main intention. The main intention is, if there is a divine power in it, how best we can make use of it in our daily life for our welfare. No doubt, it's a power. Just making to learn chanting Lalita Sahasranama, that is not the concept at all here. Many, by the grace of God, of course, are chanting Lalita Sahasranama for many years, 20 years, 25 years. But if you ask them whether could able to make use of the divine power that is contained in, that is there in Lalita Sahasranama, they say no. Our intention is this. Lalita Sahasranama is only a media through which how best we can make use of divine power in our daily life. And this is one of the great steps towards making the divine power for the welfare of the human beings that has been trained. Actually, this is not a new concept at all. It's a very old concept that has been there in our country, especially Bharat. Our rishis and munis has tried many experiments on this. How best we can make use of this divine power for the welfare of the mankind. To quote you, to make you understand very precisely, you know, in previous days, the war used to take place. What weapons they were using during for the war? The bows and the arrows. As you know, arrows is just a metal stick with triangle in its front. When you shoot it, you used to go and pierce someone's body. That is not the way in which the war was taking place. They used to get ready, the bow and the arrow. They used to chant Agni mantra and energize with the power of Agni. Then they used to shoot it. Then it was acting as Agnastra. Practically it has been done. The same arrow, that is one stick with triangle, they used to energize with Varuna and shoot. It would have become Varunastra. This is not a great story. It's a reality. And they could able to energize our power with Subramanya. He used to become Nagastra. Nowadays, everyone knows that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, but one form of energy can be converted into another form. This concept was known to our rishis a long, thousands of years back. They were doing that. How best the divine power, during the penance, they have found that so much of divine power is there in the universe. How best we can make use of this divine power for the welfare of the mankind? That was their concept. That was their thinking. They had conducted so many experiments on that. But in the name of the modern education, we have completely forgotten and discarded that. But it is true then, here, and forever. And that is the reason. And for the past 2.5 years, we have tried this. And lakhs of people are getting the experiences of that divine power. So to say, lakhs, not one or two, not hundreds, not thousands, but the lakhs. They call it as miracles, but I do not call it as a miracle. It is the way of using the divine power for our purposes. There are so many things. One who has not got the issues even after 15 years of their marriage and tried all type of IVF and other things, then by the grace of the God, she has been conceived and she is running 6th month. Not only that, even whatever has not been by the ordinary course, by putting all the efforts, that would have been possible by divine power. That means divine, to make it clear, divine is not just for the sake of puja and for the worship and for chanting or prayer. Divine is the power. What is that power? The power which is the source of power for all other powers is the divine power. But we have totally forgotten. That's the tragedy of the day. But it is true. Yes, we can make use of the divine power for the welfare of the mankind. That is possible. Even today it is possible to make each one of you to know that how best we can make use of the divine power for the welfare of our life. Because ultimately we should live in bliss, and also we have to prepare for the next birth. That's the intention. That is for the one human life is there. And to end it, this thought of using the divine power in our life had come from Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda, he says that those words are still, I'm hearing in my ears. Swami Vivekananda says, Shrunvantu Vishve Amrutasya Putraha. O Amrutaputras, hear to me. There is no guarantee that you will be born as human being in your next birth. Then, yes, Everyone knows that there is no guarantee that we will be born as human being in our next birth. Then what we have to do in this life? That is his question. He answers in 2 sentences. That is what we are trying to put into practice, and that is giving the lakhs of miracles. Swami Vivekananda continues. Each soul is divine. Not only one or two. There is divinity in each soul. Whether good or bad, it makes no difference at all. There is divinity in each soul. That is what Swami Vivekananda finds. Each soul is divine. Then what we have to do? He says, he never says moksha or kaivalya, nirvana, Brahma Sakshatkara. He has not given anything like this. He says, invoke the divinity in each soul, and that is the purpose of life. Invoke the divinity in each soul, and that is the purpose of life. Yes, that's true. Every one of us having the divinity within ourselves. Each one. The main work, the main task, our main aim is to bring out the divinity in each that is there in our soul. That is what we are trying to practice here in these groups called Lalita Sahasranama True Learning Groups. And when it is possible to bring out the divinity in each soul, you will find that we are having a different life, and that is possible. We will have a different life. Yes, that is how we can make use of the divine power for the welfare of our mankind and our own. We are in search of many things by science and technology, how best we can make our life more happy and blissful. But it is through divine power you can really achieve that. That is the intention. That is why we have started, and actually we are having more than 5 lakhs people with this group. We are having more than 1,000 WhatsApp groups for this purpose. We are shortly starting this for the persons who do not know Kannada in our vernacular language. We are starting this for the sake of the others who do not know Kannada in English also. There is the purpose I am giving this introductory talk to you, that the main purpose of this is not to make you to chant Lalita Sahasranama. That's not the main intention. The main intention is how best we can make use of this divine power for the welfare. With these words, I wish you all, and I expect you all, that our life should be more blissful, and it is possible by making use of the divine power. With the divine blessings, I bless you one and all, and I hope you should experience that divine power in your life also. Jai Shri Mata, Jai Shri Mata, Jai Shri Mata.